First, if you could just introduce yourself and explain your position here.
I am Kevin Rutan. I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist for the Office of Specialized Services. And basically what I do is make sure that all of our students get the technology they need and the stuff in the correct formats. And
How long have you been on campus for?
I was a student here starting in 2003. I was a student aide and then actually took over this job when my old boss took another job, which happened to happen right when I was graduating.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Okay.
So I've been in this job for 2.5 or 3 years now, and at Ramapo for 8.
So what types of assistive technology are you familiar with?
Well, the types that we have here in the lab are, we have a program called Kurzweil 3000, which is mostly used for students with learning disabilities or dyslexia or various difficulties reading, and it basically reads their textbooks to them, and it also has a bunch of study skill tools that they can, or a lot of them find useful for taking notes and things like that. We have a program called Dragon Naturally Speaking, which basically converts speech to text, and that can be especially useful for students who physically can't type, but it can also be useful for students who are dyslexic. We have several programs and technologies that are like that magnify the screen, or that can magnify just a piece of paper. Those are the things I would say I know the most about because we have them and we use them.
Have you heard of the smart pen technologies?
Yes, we've recently gotten those. We haven't actually started distributing them yet or using them, and I haven't had a chance to actually look at one, but I've seen some demos of them and things like that, and they really look like they're really good.
And that's supposed to facilitate the note-taking.
Yeah, basically what happens is it records the lecture of the professor while you're taking notes, and you can basically point to somewhere where you were taking notes, and it plays back what the professor was saying at that point during the lecture. There's a feature with them. I'm not sure what students would actually use it for, but you can like almost draw a little piano, and if you press the little correct buttons on the piano, it plays the right note, and it just
That's awesome.
it can do a lot of really neat things.
So, in your opinion, what role does technology play in facilitating daily life with students who use them?
It can really, it really depends on the student. There are some students who couldn't do what they're able to do without the technology because basically the technology is leveling the playing field for the students, and for instance, like the Zoom technology we use and stuff like that, the student with a visual disability wouldn't be able to see the computer screen without some of the programs we have and things like that. And for a student with dyslexia, for instance, it might take them 10 times longer than it would take a student without dyslexia to do a reading if they didn't have something to read it for them. And so there are some students where I would say it's an aid for them, and some where it's absolutely critical, and anywhere in between.
What types of programs do you have available on campus for students who'd like to sign up for these technologies or learn about how to use them?
They would need to get them through our office. They need to be affiliated with our office first, which is the Office of Specialized Services. And if you have a documented disability that qualifies for the office, you can sign up for us with her administrative assistant, and she'll take you through that whole process. But we can give you copies of Kurzweil. We actually got a new web license of that so that we can give basically an unlimited number of copies of that out. There's only a certain number of people who can be using it at once, but it used to be that we only had a certain number, and that could only be on that number of computers. But now it can be on multiple computers, and it's the number of people using it at once that's the issue. So that's a lot better now. In our lab, you can use Dragon or any of the programs for visual disabilities that we have.
Where can somebody go to find more information about these types of technologies?
Or they could, if they're interested in our office, it would be, our main office is C205, I believe.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.